say, of all the episodes, the one we had 2 weeks ago with Richard Lang, that one has been really sticking with me a lot. He covers the Headless Way and the sort of sense of experiencing yourself from a place of nothingness, really everything around you, everything that makes up the content of your consciousness is sort of the something that's filling the vessel of you, which is nothing at core. And that's really helped me, I think, see people to be at a fundamental level identical to me. Like, it's like all the layers of your psychology and your behaviors and things we may disagree on, that's all just sort of a layer on top of what you are at the most fundamental, which is exactly what I am, dude.
Yeah.
So it's just really makes it a lot easier, I think, to connect with people and to sort of see the differences between you is not that significant,
Right. There's definitely that element of it. And then the other element of thinking headless is also that it's all coming from within you. So there's like a famous painting out there. It's a man in a suit. In most cases, it's a man in a suit and the head is like decapitated, but from the head, there's all these colors coming out in a very like artful, expressive way. And, a lot of people have that like as backgrounds or, they've seen this picture, but to me, that's headless. That's living headless, because from within you, the entire creativity of you, all your entire world comes out. So yeah, for sure. In terms of one level, it's like we can connect because of that oneness factor. But on the other end, it's like, you're so powerful. You're so powerful because it all exists from you. And the creativity you want to bring to the table comes from you. And going back to the original point, like you just being you're automatically unique to me. So you're already a fascinating other to me.
Right. And what that makes me really realize is, like, to your point about me being like a unique person you're encountering now relative to you. So there's all these different data points of my life, different experiences, different memories, different personality traits that differ from yours. It's like your best bet is just being yourself. Because if you see someone and then you instantly try to shape your personality towards them so you can better like mirror them, it's like, well, you've given away your advantage when it comes to being fascinating, which is your difference, dude. If you instantly try to tell them a story that you think they'll like, or talk about bands or movies that, again, aren't your favorite, but you throw on the table because you think that they'll get a positive reaction with them, you miss that connection for them to see you for who you are, which will probably be pretty fascinating to them.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's easy to make the mistake of trying to relate to someone by making a sports reference.
Yeah,
like that is a way of doing something that's so blanket, right? It's just a blanket statement that may create a connection. But it's like, no, that's not actually the connection. Imagine if you broke the ice with someone by talking about how at the center we're all nothing, but at the same time, that's where everything is coming from.
Yeah, you can have it different.
That's a great experience. That's a great start to a conversation. Better than like you taking a 50-50 shot that the other person understands your sports joke or reference. And like, that's why people talk about the weather, dude, because there's nothing really to talk about there.
Exactly, dude. And what the funny thing is about that, I've been breaking it up over something that's been a part of the show since Lisa came on, talking about inner world, outer world. Probably actually been talking about it before Lisa Marciano came on, but it's just the idea of like the topics that come up for conversation show a lot about the nature of your relationship with someone and where you're at in that relationship. And I think a lot of times people can retreat into the outer world conversations, like the weather or like sports or politics, things that have to do with everything going on out there, when they don't want to talk about something that involves the emotional side of both of you. And you see that it's so funny, after you have a big fight with someone, you'll know, I feel like I notice after the situation's kind of been diffused, the first thing you talk about is like a super outer world thing. It's like, so what's when do you got to show up for work tomorrow? I think there's something there in terms of seeing the conversations you have with people through the lens of, are they outer world or are they inner world? And what does that say about where we might be right now in our connection?
Yeah, I wonder if that. So you mentioned because like when you're really talking about outer world stuff, like it brings an emotion to you, but it's not really talking about emotions.
Mm-mm.
So you could talk about politics, and that makes you emotional, but you're not talking about your emotions behind the politics.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah.
And so I'm saying, I think that like it, we are now seeing a shift in our ability to even identify these emotions to be able to talk to them. So I
Mm-hmm.
think like we're at this cusp of transition in terms of like this whole side of humanity that didn't really know how to put words to emotions to be able to express them.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one. And then the other thing is like we're not very good at handling our emotions most of the time, like actually having real control and real regulation, like that's mastered.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the things that I think humanity has to strive for. Like there's still that end goal. Like we just started to crack the code, relatively speaking, in terms of our ability to identify our emotions and be able to talk to them. Like that, I think that just kind of really started.
Mm.
Maybe that's just the male in me that's talking, but it's probably just the male in me that's talking, which is a cool thing.
Yeah, definitely.